And welcome back to episode 90 of the Hit the Showers podcast presented to you by the Foolproof Entertainment Network. As always, I am your host, Clifford Jordan Jennings, here with my point man and co host, Malcolm. Lakers ain't getting any younger anytime soon.
LeBron
King.
still a dog, 37 years old, and still
He
putting up
can't do it by
25
himself,
plus.
though. He can't do
He
it by
might,
himself.
he might have to.
And then, of course, we got my guy, Mr. Dirty Bird, Les Snipe in the building. What's
You
poppin'?
already know. You already know. Dirty Bird Nation
You know?
might not make the playoffs, but we'll be all right.
Y'all gonna be all right regardless. Y'all had a rough year.
Terrible year.
Y'all had a rough year. But this the all-around show today. We ain't been around on Saturday in a while. This feels a little foreign to me. But let's highlight, since y'all was talking about it. Let's highlight the return of Klay Thompson. The Splash Brother returns to the court tomorrow against the Cleveland Cavaliers. How you feel about that, Mount?
It's over with. So long, Cleveland Cavaliers. Welcome to the Klay Thompson and Steph Curry show, aka the Splash Bros. Make you look like some hoes. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen tomorrow night, Cuddy. And I'm sorry that it had to be your team out of all the potential
Don't be
teams.
sorry. Don't be sorry.
It's
I'm
going to be
looking
bad.
forward to it.
Y'all going to be on ESPN the next day like, damn, is that some highlights?
Nah, G, I think it's going to be a lot closer than you think.
Could be.
What's the spread on it? What's the over and under and the line and all that?
I don't know. I didn't get that deep into it. Let me see if I can.
Close. That's gonna be a close one for some reason. I think Clay's gonna he's gonna suck the first quarter and he'll get hot the second
I
quarter.
think he's gonna suck the whole game, to be honest, especially if we got
Damn,
and that's not saying anything, taking anything away from Klay. I'm just saying a comeback game against the Cavs is tough. It's a lot tougher than you think. That's the 1 and 2, the top 2 defenses in the NBA, and you're coming back against the arguably second best defense.
But can I say this though, Cliff?
Go ahead.
If Klay Thompson and the Warriors took care of the Cavs with LeBron James and Kyrie Irving back in the day, what makes you think they scared of these new young bulls, as you call?
I mean, ain't nobody got to be scared. You don't have to be scared. It's not usually the motherfucker who's scared that takes the L. It's the motherfucker who isn't, who underestimates, who thinks like you. It's going to be a tough time for the Cavs until they run into a brick wall like the Cavs and they like, oh, shit, we thought this was a walkthrough. It's not. And then you got Isaac Okoro hopefully coming back. They're calling him the best perimeter defender in the league, and it's only his second year.
But can he
Who's
guard
that?
Steph
Isaac
Curry?
Okoro.
Isaac Okoro.
Well,
Okoro.
he's probably not going to be on the one. He might switch off on Steph, but most likely he's going to stay on Klay.
If he's one of the best perimeter defenders, I would think, right, that they would guard their best or the best shooter of all time. He would guard the best shooter of all time.
Nah, because Garland still has to have him. Because he's going to be doing more than just shooting. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to be doing more than just staying on the perimeter. Klay's just going to be on the perimeter. Klay's just rolling and rotating. Klay's not slashing. Klay's not doing all that. Curry's going to be running under screens, curling around, doing all that shit. You need your point guard on him. Isaac, stick with the other guy in the corner that's not going to move.
Who is Sexton gonna be watching then?
Sexton's out. Sexton's been out for the season since
Lord,
week 6.
fucking Lord.
He has a torn MCL.
Bro, the season just started.
He went out week 6. And that's what I'm saying. We still balling even without him.
Yeah, I've been seeing Cleveland. I didn't know that. That was a little ignorant to me, but I've been seeing Cleveland like a lot of close. Like I've seen some blowouts. I've seen them get blown out, but I've also seen them like win some games, and I'm like, who does Cleveland have for real? Like
I've never seen them get blown out. I've seen them
like 15 or 20.
Nah, I've never seen
I don't know
that.
if it's any recent games. There's no recent games like that?
Nah, no, they were blowing motherfuckers out. They went on a 9-game win streak where the lowest score that they allowed, that score difference was 15 points. They were beating people
Maybe
by 30
maybe it was
and all
reversed.
that. Yeah, they were beating people
Yeah,
by
maybe it was
30 and
reversed.
everything.
Damn.
But the issue is what Cleveland got that nobody else has is they have 3 starting 7-footers on the court. You got Jared Allen at center, you got Lauri Markkanen at power forward, and you got Evan Mobley at small forward.
I like all 3 starting.
Yeah,
I like all of
you
them.
can't stop it, and they all shoot except for Jared Allen. He doesn't go to the 3 because we don't need you there. But when you got
gonna be
7-footers that are shooting like that, 7-footers shooting like Markkanen and Mobley and defense. Evan Mobley's averaging like I think 1.8 blocks a game. He's getting multiples a game.
We back to it.
Steph Curry, Cliff has seen it all. He's done it all. Okay, we're talking about
this is the first time the league's ever seen 3 7-footers starting at one time. This is the first time the league's ever seen that.
Yeah.
So you haven't seen it all.
I mean, the Lakers had a 7-foot starting lineup, I think 2 years ago with not DeAndre, Dwight Howard,
Dwight and your boy Anthony.
You talking about with McGee and all them, but they're not the same because all those players can't naturally play those positions. Those are all centers you put out there, and you just put them out there big. But these are 7-footers that can naturally play the 3 and the 4.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah, Markkanen. I like Markkanen. I liked him in Chicago, actually.
I loved it when we picked him up. And we got Rondo.
Yeah, that was a great addition.
Man, yeah, y'all got Rondo. Stop it.
My nigga chopping.
Ain't he? He chopped his screw.
Jared Allen's a dog. I
Jared
love him.
Allen's
I'm going to a better
one of the
zone.
best in the league. One of the best centers in the league.
Jared Allen, man, stop.
He's a dog, bro.
Net should have never got rid of him. We'll take him though. You heard what he said too. They said, "You ever now that Kyrie's back, would you ever want to get traded back to the Nets?" He said, "I love my Nets, but my heart's in Cleveland, baby."
He only said that because he wanted to get a payday.
Man, it ain't about that. He already had the payday. He already got the payday.
He wants more.
Yeah, well, you won't get it for another 5 years.
He's thinking if he brown noses, he can get it sooner.
Yeah, you won't get it for another 5 years. But I do think it's ironic that Klay's coming back Sunday against Cleveland when he hasn't played since the 2016 NBA Finals.
Right. That's what I'm saying. but do you view that also as a Cavs fan as a sign of disrespect? Meaning, out of all the games Klay could have chose to come back, he came back for the Cavs game.
Nah, ain't no disrespect behind that because the bottom line is that nigga's been itching to return.
Right.
So he's going to return on any game they allow him to. It just so happened to fall on Cleveland.
Do you think Klay is coming back viewing the Cavaliers as real competition?
I think Klay's in a position where he has to view anybody as real competition. I think if he was playing Orlando, he would have to view them as real competition because you've been out the flow of the game for so long, you can't afford to take anything lax.
That's true. That is a good point.
So once again, that's what I said. I think it's going to be a situation where you do see the Warriors come in a little bit high on their horse, thinking that it's going to be an easy walkthrough, and it's clearly not. Especially when let's talk about that Trailblazers win last night. Cavs win over the Trailblazers last night, 114-101. You got a Darius Garland, 26 points, 1 rebound, 6 assists, 1 steal, shooting 5 of 8 from the 3-point line. Those sound like Curry-ish numbers. So if you're getting comfortable enough that you can let it fly like that, then yeah, we can get into a shootout with you.
Right.
With point guard to point guard, yeah, we can get into a shootout with you. And we got other shooters on the team too. So it's not like we're in a situation, even like we were in the 2016 finals, where we didn't have shooters. We had playmakers in J.R. Smith, who could be considered a shooter.
Speaking of him, did you hear about him wanting to make a return back to the league?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
Last I heard he was in college on the golf team.
He is, and he made straight A's. And so he's doing his
up.
thing. Shout out to J.R. Smith, Mr. Get High in the playoffs.
I fuck with J.R.
Yeah.
But he, you wasn't fucking with him that one year when he didn't, what was it?
That one game was very ignorant. And
that ball.
Yeah, that would have changed the course of that series. But
you were mad at him for a minute. You had a grudge.
All around, nah, I like JR more than I liked him in Denver. I liked him in.
I liked him in Denver.
I liked him in New York.
He was a
I
dog in
liked
New
him
York.
in Cleveland. Like
I
like him all
yeah.
around. He's just known for making dingbat
Dumbass
decisions
mistakes.
every now and then.
Dumbass
Right.
decisions.
And that might be what you said. You get high, you know, like you getting high, going out playing. You might, you know, miss a read, forget time on the clock.
Oh shit! Yeah,
He's a
trip.
DAD. He's a dad. He makes dumbass decisions, man.
Lester come up with that shit.
Man,
Let me find out Lester invented that shit.
If he did, he need to uninvent it.
Right.
Fuck.
He said he a dad. Dumbass
Exactly.
Man. But nah, he does make dumbass decisions. That's a fact, though.
Randomly too.
Right.
Randomly.
But that game, Rondo came back. He played 17 minutes, got 11 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal.
You said Rondo.
Uh-huh. Shooting 2 for 9 though, but I give him
I don't
credit.
like that shoot.
I give him credit though on the 2 for 9 because the 2 for 9 came from 3-point shooting. He was 2 for 8 from the 3. And
What the fuck?
right. But the thing is, with the Cavs, he's gonna have to develop a 3. The way they play, he's gonna have to take those shots. So I'm not upset with it. I'm not upset with the percentage, especially first game in, but that definitely shows where your improvement needs to be placed. Because he's not an awful shooter. He just doesn't shoot.
I've never seen Rondo really just let that thing fly. So
Listen,
the
the
fact
threes he
that
hit were very beautiful.
Really?
then he needs
The
to,
ones he hit were nice, but
he ain't do none of that in Boston. He ain't do none of that in Boston.
He was more of a facilitator.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
But
it's
see,
not his role.
you can't really be that all the way in Cleveland because we have the facilitator in Darius Garland, and Cleveland likes to run 2-point guards. They like to run Colin Sexton, Darius Garland, or Ricky Rubio, Darius Garland. Now it's going to be Rajon Rondo, Darius Garland. So when Darius Garland is going to be the one facilitating Rondo, you got to be available if you open on a 3. You have to be. Even if you're not going to make it, you got to take the shot. You got 3 7-footers down there. You better take the shot. Somebody's going to get a rebound.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Right. Hopefully.
I mean, listen, Jared Allen averaging 11. He had 13 rebounds in that game, 13 points. Mobley averaging over 8. So they going to get a rebound.
That's good numbers for Jared Allen. I'm liking his production, man.
Oh, he's an
That is a
all-star.
great-
He's an all-star right now.
I'm loving it.
Right now, I think he's sixth in the East on the all-star list. I think Darius Garland is currently at 8 in the East for on the all-star
First,
list.
Jared Allen's first appearance.
Yeah.
Oh,
This would be either or of that. He's only 23 years old.
he's young as what?
Yeah,
Bro,
he's
that's
only 23.
crazy. Bro, that's crazy. That nigga looks like an old head.
Mm-hmm.
But he moves like a young cat. I didn't know. I thought he was like 25.
I thought he was
He
older
said
too.
23.
Yeah, he's only 23.
Man, damn, the Knicks fucked up. How you gonna trade youth like that?
Right.
You do not trade your young players like that. Not him. He's
Right.
too good of a good.
They
Let me
probably,
go.
who is it, Claxton? They probably was thinking Claxton was going to step up. Is it
No.
Claxton or Clayton? I can't think of the big man with the dreads, with the blonde dreads on. He's a young dude
Brooklyn?
too. Yeah,
Claxton.
Claxton.
I don't know why they thought that. Whoever
I
scouted
mean,
him.
but Claxton is nice. He's nice. It's just like, why would you choose him over Afro Thunder? Like, that don't make sense.
But maybe Jared Allen worked out better in Cleveland anyways. You know?
Yeah, I definitely think so. He's getting more love there.
Exactly.
No,
Because
no pun intended, huh, Cliff?
Right. You love
In
them
Brooklyn,
runs,
you got
don't
too many shooters.
And then think about it, right? Like he's actually a focal point of Cleveland's
The
offense.
team. Right.
Darius Garland
Important
looks
piece.
to throw an alley-oop to Jared Allen every time down the court. If it's there, he's gonna throw it every time.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. It's a good look too.
It's a great look. Because you never know
Every
what's
time.
coming. It looks like he's throwing a floater until you see Allen's big ass rising out the side, and they like, oh, shit.
Yeah, let me find out Cleveland's trying to be the new Lob City, new Gen Lob City.
Listen, that's what they looking like. The way I
Hell
see it
no.
is if they can if they can make some moves, and this is leading into our next conversation. If they can make some moves to where they either pick up another marquee player, not marquee, but like a on the way marquee player, like a Cam Reddish, somebody that could potentially turn into that puts
Obi
up
Toppin.
good numbers. No. Why would you want to Obi Toppin? I mean, that would fit your big man lineup, but you don't want a whole bunch of big men.
He's a high flyer.
Too many bad knees.
Right. The only way I would respect the Obi Toppin trade is if you could get it for like the dummy low on like a 3-team joint. Because right now they saying that the Lakers are looking at Kevin Love.
Fuck no, they better not be. Don't
But
let me
listen, that
fucking
actually
that
makes
shit.
sense, right? Because as old as he is, it's all about production off the bench. That's what the Lakers need. And Kevin Love is putting up the most points with the least amount of minutes played currently, averaging the best numbers of his career right now.
Kevin Love.
Well, it sounds like he's happy in Cleveland. Let's not break up a good thing.
But I'm saying, don't you think that that's what y'all need in New York or LA? Somebody that can
Not
come
a-
off the bench and play 13 minutes and give you
We need
23,
youth.
give you 23 points.
No, because he won't do that in LA. There's too many. When you
Why
get too
not?
many stars, when you get too many all-stars on one team, and everybody wants the ball, it's not
Kevin
good
Love's
business.
they
not
start
Kevin
sucking
Love's
dick.
not an all-star though.
But what I mean is, he wouldn't get the ball. Like Westbrook's not going to give him the
No,
ball.
he would
Malik
do
Monk's not
exactly
gonna
what.
give him the
Yeah,
ball.
he would, because he would do exactly what Kevin Love does. Is he would stay where he's at, move to his spots, and take that shot as soon as he touched it. He does that everywhere. He did that in Minnesota. He did it in Cleveland. He does that everywhere. Kevin Love's not gonna get in nobody else's way. He's gonna stay in his spot and wait for that ball to come. That's the player that LeBron wants. Somebody that's not going to crowd the paint. You're not going to get in my way. You're going to stay there and be ready when that ball touches your hands. That's the ideal player I would imagine y'all would need in the Lakers. The only issue is you would have to take him with his contract. And
That contract's expensive.
Right. That doesn't seem too appealing.
No, not at all. 23 million, whatever it is.
Yeah.
The hell no. It's over 20. I know that.
Yeah, that
It's too
doesn't seem
rich.
too appealing for LA to take
They are
that.
pretty over the cap. LA, I think, what are they at? They're close to the fuck. They're either over or close to it.
I'm
All
not
them
sure.
damn. But between AD and LeBron, they're paying like 85 to 90 million a year, or something close to it. AD's making like 40 something a year now. He's making like 45, 43.
It ain't
He's up there
worth
with
it.
like, yeah, bro. And he's barely staying healthy. So I don't know.
And
LA, I
even
think
when
you
you're
need
not staying healthy, it's like your minutes on the court aren't efficient. You're not giving us efficient AD minutes out there.
Right.
Nah.
Like, that's the issue right now. Like, I think what happened with him is, of course, like we always speak about it, in New Orleans, he was the guy. He knew he was the guy. He had to be the guy. When he got to LA, he thought he had to take second string to LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
But in all actuality, LeBron was saying, no, be you in New Orleans and I'll cover the rest. And AD wasn't doing that. And I think AD is trying to work back up to being that guy, and his percentages aren't reflecting that way anymore. I think that's the issue with AD. I think he can be back, but not right now.
Damn, AD, man, you was a dog, bro. Fuck
I don't
happened
know
to
what
you?
happened to AD.
Listen,
Fuck happened to you? They paid him all that money.
No, I don't think that was it either. I don't think that was it. I think there's what's the word I'm looking for? I think there's a certain stigma with playing with legends like a Jordan or like a LeBron, where you not that they don't expect you Like, of course they expect you to be great, right? But even on that Iman Shumpert podcast, when he was talking about his time with, LeBron and all that, he said, listen, even if you was in the corner and you missed 4 shots in a row and you didn't shoot, when LeBron passed you the ball, he would be looking at you like you're fucking crazy. That goes to show the unselfishness of a LeBron, right? Because Jordan's the opposite. Jordan's the guy that'll pass you the ball 2 times, you miss 2, you won't get it a third.
Right.
LeBron's still like, nope, that's the best play. Why didn't you take the shot? You were scared? Why you scared? Take the shot.
Right.
And I think AD gets in his head where it's like, I'm not it yet. I'm supposed to be, but I'm just not there yet. And then that's what fucks him up. Like, stop thinking about playing with who you're playing with and just play your game. And that sounds simple enough, right? Coming from a motherfucker that sits behind the screen talking through a mic. I know it's a lot more difficult than that, but coming from a guy as good as AD, it shouldn't be that tough.
Right.
It just shouldn't be.
He should put his shots up.
You're just as good. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say you're just as good as LeBron, but you're in the same echelon as far as current players. So look at yourself that way. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's a confidence issue currently.
Could be.
You go into ruts.
Yeah. Right.
What Simone Biles have? The spins or whatever. What do they call it? You know what I'm talking about, where you're so in your head that you just forget how to do your simple, normal shit. And I think that's where AD's at right now. I think the Lakers aren't producing the way they were supposed to. His name is in the papers just as much as LeBron's is. He's never experienced that before. He's out in a big market like LA. The pressure's on him, and he can't get right because he's thinking about everything, and he has the spins. I can't do my normal shit because I'm too in my head. I don't know. That's just my opinion on the whole situation. Mike, you should know better than I. You a Lakers fan, but I didn't think that Kevin Love was a bad move. Or would be a bad move.
Yeah, no, I just don't know if it's just like I said, you got Melo, you'd have, I don't know how you would distribute the guys evenly to get playing time and be effective.
Well, Melo's doing him. Melo's doing exactly what LeBron expected Melo to do on the team. You know what I mean? Like, he's just the guy that, once again, like a Love, I'm not going to get in your way. I'll just be right here. I'll wait. I'll move around screens. I'll set screens, but I'm not going to drive and get in your way. Just give it to me when you're here or when you see me. Maybe a benefit to have 2 players on the team on the court at the same time like that.
Right.
Because then the court's wide open. You got Melo on one side, Love on one side. Y'all can't veer too far away from those players, or that's a 3. Now you got LeBron driving in an open-ass court. That may change things. I don't know. But my whole thing is the Lakers don't have anything Cleveland would want, so it would have to be a 3-way trade, like I said. They would have to.
What would Cleveland even trade for? Like, what would they need? What do you think? What does your team need? Yeah, like what did your team need besides a healthy Colin Sexton? Who do you need?
We need point guards. We can't just operate with only Rajon Rondo and Darius Garland. We got Campazzo on the bench, but he's a rookie. And he's not the most athletic, and the game's not quite coming to him as of yet. So I would say if you could get a 3-way, listen, I'm not going to lie, right? So when I first heard, no, that wouldn't work either, though.
No, have a nice day. All right, thank you. Thank you.
I was about to say, when I first heard Cavs interested in Ben Simmons, I thought to myself, they better not get Ben Simmons. And then I warmed up to the idea thinking, but Ben Simmons is 6'10" and he can run point.
And he can't shoot.
We don't need him to, though. We don't need him to.
He can't shoot. All right. So he's just going to be
he can be
What's
him.
His role?
He can be him. He can be the facilitator. Darius Garland knows how to play off ball from playing with Colin Sexton. So Darius Garland can still be that 3-point guy and still bring the ball up every now and then, but have Ben Simmons facilitate or cut to the rim, do whatever the case may be. Remember I said all the other guys shoot. So the only people on the team at that point that wouldn't shoot would be Ben Simmons and Jared Allen. So if that's y'all's paint, y'all keep that paint. We got this out here, y'all got that paint. That adds another damn near 7-footer who's first team all defense every year. That puts you even more in a defensive front to where you make it a lot harder for people to score on you now. And if they can't score, they can't win. My only concern with that is who are we giving up to get him? And I don't think that we can afford to give up too much of anything for what Philly would be expecting for a Ben Simmons.
Yeah, they would want the whole ship.
Right. Unless, like I said, unless it's a 3-way, some kind of deal, and we give up some draft picks. But I would much rather keep the draft picks and see how much we can build on this young team. That would
and
be
keep
my
you
move.
under the cap.
Right.
And to keep you way under the cap so that somebody like somebody else like let's say a Dame Lillard hits the market, bro. You could pick that boy up, and you could have some people come off the bench. You can intermingle the lineups. What you say? You need to do a point guard, right? Though.
Yeah, but I was thinking more so backup. Darius Garland is the Cavs point guard. He's the Cavs guy. Nobody's gonna come in and take his spot, and I don't even think a Dame or a Kyrie, if they came back, should come in and take Darius Garland's spot. He's young, he's developing, he's starting to turn into a great player. Don't bench that man because you got a name. So
what would be a good backup then? Like that's what I'm thinking. Like
they said they looking at Schroeder. Schroeder would be a great pick because he's on that low contracting in Boston. You could offer him double what they're giving you in Boston, and that'd still be a good look for Cleveland.
Yeah, he messed up not signing with the Lakers, but they was about to give him 5 years, $195 million.
But he can still 4 years. He can still win without it, right? Because Dennis Schroeder is 2020s, and I say that because before this season started was when that went down. Kyrie Irving. He's the guy who was saying, man, you've seen my play over the years. I deserve a contract. I cannot keep getting this money. And even though you try to give him 4 years, 90, he could get more than that.
But so now, because what happened? He ended up getting injured. Though.
Right, but what you did was you only bypassed 1 year. You only bypass 1 year. So if you prove yourself in Boston, you may be able to get you a contract you were expecting to get the following year.
But what happens if he got injured, though? He'll be in the same boat again.
Luck of the draw. So you got to roll them dice, Schroeder.
I ain't rolling the 95 M's, bro. I ain't rolling. Not with a potential championship team.
But that's what
even before all the boots.
Said. Kyrie knew he had a great team, but he was like, man, I still feel like I should get the money I deserve. I'm that good. So let me rock. He went to
Boston. Yeah, I mean, he went to Brooklyn, and he was facing injuries. Well, Boston, but what I'm saying is like he went to Boston, then now he's in Brooklyn. Okay. He's finally playing in Brooklyn after all that vaccine crap. And then like I don't think he can't even play in Toronto. So all the out of like, you know what I mean? Like he can't play in certain venues.
Yeah, and
so he's limited.
Right. I'm glad you brought that up too, because that was actually about to be a question and I wanted your opinion on that. Kyrie did return against Indiana.
I seen
that 2 days ago?
Something like that, yeah. I seen the highlights on this. Yeah.
I think it was 2 days ago. But he got 22 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, shooting 9 for 17. That's exactly what I said. Malcolm asked the question, does Kyrie effective when he comes back? Of course Kyrie's fucking effective.
Yeah, he was.
Kyrie's not a guy that's not going to be effective.
Nah.
After long layoffs, still doesn't matter. Kyrie's game is Kyrie's game. He's going to be effective. But my question then becomes, like you said, with him only being able to play away games and in certain places, what does that do? How does that affect their playoffs?
So, It just depends who they play, and it's gonna affect who they play and when they play, and then it's gonna be a thing is if they're gonna make him, give vaxxed, or are they gonna give him an ultimatum, or are they gonna release him at the end of the year? Like, there's a lot of different things, but as far as the playoffs, honestly, we don't know.
My question, I guess, is: do you think that Harden and Durant can handle it at home for the home series by themselves? For Kyrie to then be able to step in and play the away games in the playoffs?
No.
And then,
it depends on who they play.
And then, like you said, if they end up pulling a draw and playing a Toronto, he's out for the whole series.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Because Canada wants you vaxxed, right? Canada wants you vaxxed, and you can't play at home either, so you're out of that whole series if y'all pull Toronto.
Yeah, that's a key thing, and that's one venue. But there's other ones in California that are like that too. So he can't. That's what I'm saying. Like, his situation is very unique, and he's making $33 million this year. So the fact that I only have half of him, half the season, and in the playoffs I have more limited of him, bro, I need to restructure your contract. I got to restructure your contract because I can't pay you that money.
I thought his contract was based on games played. I didn't think they were giving him his full.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's always a base salary, and then they have the incentives and all the extra stuff that goes into the total amount of what they're paying. But I'm just saying, okay, so let's say that is the case. Let's just say his base salary is half of that, so 16.5. Bro, then you're only playing half of that?
Listen, but I don't know. If I'm being a buck, like, I think that 33 mil is still worth having Kyrie Irving half of the games.
I don't think it's really the money thing. I think it's more of, because, Brooklyn, they had nobody really signed to them type of deals before the James Harden, before the Kevin Durant. So they had the cap, and they still do. But what I'm saying is, I don't think it's really a money play. I just think it's like productivity. If your goal is to build a super team, is what you kind of created, a big three, then, bro, I need all y'all playing. Unless y'all injured, I need y'all playing. It should not be about, did you get the shots or not? You know what I mean? Like, that is... Come on, man.
I agree. I agree. But yeah, like we were saying, Mark, when you was out, Kyrie Irving did exactly what I said he would in his return.
He came back?
Yeah, 22 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, 9 for 17 from the field.
Okay.
He did his thing.
First game Kyrie back. Just like I said, he has that style of game that he's not going to lose a step. He's not losing a step from being out.
Nah.
He's too innovative with the ball to, even if he gets slower, he knows moves that'll get him ahead of you type shit.
Right.
He's going to be a guy that his game translates into Uncle Drew, a old head. Your game translates into being a point guard well into your 30s, and I can still play as long as I don't have injuries like that.
Yeah, like a Jamal Crawford situation.
Right, exactly. He's been trying to come back too.
Man, Jamal, I would take, if you ever watched any of his summer league shit,
amazing.
Yo, Jamal's a dog.
Amazing. I think he still has game left too.
He does, bro.
Jamal
he stays
Crawford.
in shape. He has not. Yes, bro. He has not gained a pound, bro. He's still in shape like he's in the NBA right now.
And they handing out all these fucking 10 days. Like, why not? You gave a 10-day to Joe Johnson. You can't give a 10-day to Jamal Crawford?
And Jamal Crawford was a 6-man multiple times.
Man, he was Lou Williams before Lou Williams.
Lou Williams, yeah.
Like I'm Lou.
Listen.
And they play for the same team. That's
crazy. Yeah, that is. That's crazy.
Wow.
Like
but yeah,
Will.
I wish all the luck to Kyrie as well as Klay Thompson. He's gonna need it against the Cavs tomorrow. But
yeah, right.
I wish all the luck to Kyrie Irving. You know that's my guy. I don't care how a motherfucker feel about him. He feel how he feel about the situation, and nigga, he won. He won. He's still getting paid. Y'all need me, huh? Yep, I knew it. I knew the call was gonna come. I'll be around for them away games. Just let me know. Listen, that nigga won. We've never seen anything like this in the NBA.
Bro, this shit's funny. It's comical, bro.
Hey, Cliff.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, on January 3rd, according to NBA.com, it says Cavs Okoro is out with an elbow injury for 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that. I thought he got put on COVID.
No.
So he won't be in there.
That changes the game now.
That changes the game a lot.
Now, who's gonna watch Clay now? That's the question.
That's what I said. I mean, who's gonna guard Steph?
It'll probably have to be.
Nobody can guard him.
It's gonna be Lamar Stevens out of Penn State. It's gonna be Lamar Stevens in.
Is he a baller?
Lamar Stevens, he's not so much. He's a 3-and-D guy. Well, I won't even call him a 3-and-D guy because he's a slasher too. He's like
he's an all-around player.
Yeah, but he's not great at anything.
What?
Like I mean, that's the truth. Like he's like a Draymond Green. Like he gives a lot of energy, but he's not great at anything. He'll hit threes if he's open. He plays great D, and he'll dunk, but he's not going to dunk on you. Or
you give him a Draymond Dream card, bro. That high energy, good for nothing.
I love Draymond Green.
He'll get you rebounds.
Man, Draymond Green is the glue.
He'll get you 10 points. He'll get you 10 points, rebounds, maybe 7 assists, 6 assists.
And it's not even. He's one of those people where stats don't always tell the story of what he did on the court.
Nah, he's a dog though.
He gets shit done that doesn't always reflect on paper at the end of the game. And that's why I said Lamar Stevenson is that. Like, he's that hustle guy that it's like, well, they don't count how fast you got to that loose ball as a stat, but that helps us.
Nah, that sounds like a momentum player.
Right.
Like, when you need that push, I got it. I can keep it. I can sustain it. That could be a swing and y'all losing by 20 or winning by one. And that extra little push. Listen, so he's a little swing player.
Chetty Osman may be on Klay Thompson. He got decent D.
I never heard of him.
He's the trash. He's the first Luka Doncic.
He's trash.
Him and Luka came from the same league overseas, and he played like Luka as a pro since he was 15, and then the Cleveland drafted him coming off of his championship win in Lithuania or wherever that league is. And he's been in Cleveland ever since. He's a dude that I think can't quite break into a starting lineup. He's good enough to start somewhere, but I don't know how to describe him. This past game against the Indiana Pacers, he was one of the reasons we won. He hit 4 threes in the fourth quarter, 4 back-to-back threes in the fourth quarter coming off the bench.
That's pretty nice. That's pretty hot.
He's a good. He's great. Luka Doncic even said he looked up to him coming into the league. He just didn't pan out the way Luka did. It was literally like 3 years before. Like, he was Luka Doncic's story exactly 3 years before Luka Doncic. He just didn't get no high draft pick to be a number 1 guy. That was LeBron's rookie.
He's here now.
He was LeBron's rookie.
Well, he's here now. So ball out, young player.
But yeah, he's been out too. I think he was out on COVID. He just got back that last game, and that's why they.
Everybody catching this motherfucking. Everybody catching this bug, man. God damn.
I mean,
I've been out in the mixes.
That's probably the best thing, though. Get that herd immunity going with a strain that's not going to kill everybody.
He said get that extra immunity in.
Really? You know, at least the Omicron ain't taking people out like them other variants, them Deltas and them other variants was. So you might be safest to catch this one, so you at least have the antibodies in you. I'm giving a disclaimer for anybody to go catch it, but I'm just saying that probably could be the best. That might be the best bet.
Yeah, I just had my little shorty just caught the Omicron. I think she got the Omicron. I don't think it's the Delta, but
my daughter and my baby mom did.
Yeah, so I can't see her for a minute. Yeah, I can't see her for a minute. But yeah, I mean, this whole COVID stuff is still affecting sports, but it's not affecting as much as it was. Remember last, couple years ago, where you couldn't go to a stadium game.
Right.
So I think we definitely evolved. Like, we're growing with you can't just shut everything down forever. So I like the way that the sports leagues are handling this. So
I mean, like
Mark said, they can't even really handle it.
Right,
though.
But that's what I was about to say. Like Mark said, do we eventually see another bubble before the end of the season? Like, their motherfuckers are dropping like fruit flies.
Like flies, aren't they? every day, every week.
Not even a
it's
fly,
every
a
day is
fucking
somebody.
fruit fly out here. Like these motherfuckers' lifespans aren't even long enough.
How often do they get tested? Do we know the testing protocols in the NBA?
probably every day.
Well, I don't know.
Probably
Let's
day.
think about it. Not to get too deep into COVID, but when you think about the CDC reducing time to 5 days from 10, from 14,
Right.
and saying people that are asymptomatic can still show up to work, it's clearly a joke at this point.
Right.
You know, like
Yeah,
you're
I seen
saying,
something on
are
Twitter.
you sick? You got COVID? Well, do you have symptoms? No. Take your ass to work then. So what happened to our safety? What happened to quarantining? So clearly it's becoming more of a natural flu-ish type thing as opposed
Yeah,
to
they're treating it more like the flu.
Right. As they should.
Yeah. Well, they're treating it like a flu, but the problem with the flu is a lot of jobs, and like I said, we don't want to get too deep in this, but they're not paying you. They're not paying you. So if you get COVID, like I talked to my job, they're not paying for COVID. Like if you're out, you're out. And they tell you when you got to come back and all that other stuff.
Our job gives you 5 days paid. And then if you got to go out beyond those 5 days for COVID, at that point, you got to file a FMLA or a STD claim.
Yeah, they don't do that out here, bro. You're just going to be just skr. So, but yeah, enough COVID. But yeah, I don't know. Shout out to my man Clay, man. I want to see you ball. I want to see you ball.
Yeah, last thing on the COVID that I want to say is, do we run into a situation where you then see people claiming workers' compensation from COVID? Because if you're allowing people to come back in here that are asymptomatic and I caught COVID and you're not going to pay me because I caught COVID because you allowed somebody in here with COVID, I'm getting workers' compensation.
For sure. That's due to workplace negligence. You might be able to get about 10, 20 years of salary out of them. Go ahead and
you said years?
Put that little, 10, 20 years of salary out of them.
Shit, they ain't giving that.
Yeah. No, bro, you don't know? I don't know if y'all been following this, and like I said, we want to get off of this because I hate talking about it. But I just, I'm just reading a lot and shit comes around my mind. So pretty much right now, I forgot the lawyer's name, but he's like a head. He's like the main lawyer. He's like up there with the Johnny Cochran's a lawyer right now. And I'll look up his name and send y'all in the group. But yo, dude, they're going after the FDA hard. They're going after all these people who are like that were fired, like the Tyson people over there down in Tennessee.
Right.
Yo, they're suing Tyson for like $50 billion for them getting rid of them for a vaccination status, because that's up there with the gender, discriminating. You can't discriminate. You have to be an EEO. If you're an EEO, company, you have to, give everybody an equal shot. So yeah, bro, everybody's in lawsuits. And when all this stuff finally clears in 10 years, I already said this. If you caught COVID in the years 2019 to 2028,
right.
You are entitled to a $31 billion settlement. Bro, it's gonna be Jesse Wentworth.
Right.
Bro, I already know it's coming.
Right. That does sound right. But let's get off. Off. What was we talking about before? Oh, Clay and all that. Let me run this by y'all. Let me run this by y'all since we still talking to NBA, and we'll get into a few more things and move on. But the Kia NBA rookie ladder.
Okay, what's it looking like? I haven't viewed it this season like I did last season. First of all,
I feel like they've been drinking and driving. Kia been drinking and driving for this rookie ladder.
Really?
So I'm going to run it down for you. On top, right?
All right.
And listen to these stats, too. On top, we got Franz Wagner from Orlando Magic.
Okay.
15.9 points per game, 4.6 rebounds per game, 2.7 assists per game.
Okay.
Then we got Evan Mobley at number 2. 14.7 points per game, 8.2 rebounds per game, 2.6 assists per game. And let's be honest, I know I'm a Evan Mobley, that's my guy. That's also because that nigga's only played half the season too, like he's been out half the fucking season, so you're not going to have the same stats a lot of these cats do. But then here's where it gets real funny to me, right? Because then we got Scotty Barnes, Toronto Raptors. 15.5 points per game, 8.1 rebounds per game, 3.3 assists per game. So wait a minute. Why the fuck is he at 3 and Franz Wagner is at 1? You could almost...
What's the other intangibles?
That's a great question.
Yeah. What's
but
the
if
other
we
lines?
just basing it off of points, assists, and all that, you're only losing in the 0.4 points. Franz Wagner had 15.9. You had 15.5. You still have 4 more rebounds per him over him, and essentially 0.7 of assists higher than him. So you're beating him everywhere except for the points. I don't understand that. Then here we go. Cade Cunningham, 15.4 points per game, 6.2 rebounds per game, 5.3 assists per game. Why is he 4? He should be above Mobley and all them. Like, I understand it's like, yeah, the impact that these players are having may be greater for the teams that they're on.
Right.
But if we're just looking at stats, that stat line is crazy to me. Then here we go. Josh Giddey for the Thunder. 11 points per game, 7.3 rebounds per game, 6.4 assists per game. The whole...
Speaking of him,
Josh Giddey.
did y'all hear about the record he broke?
Nah, what'd he do?
He a
Josh
dog, though.
Giddey.
I told you he was going to be a dog when we went through the draft. When we talked about
the... you wasn't... you did mention him. So, Josh Giddey, that's in my notes per NBA.com. Let's see here. Okay. Josh Giddey, who's only 19 years old, on January 2nd of this year, became the youngest player ever in the NBA to post a triple-double.
What? How old is he?
19. He's another one of them that play overseas at like 15 in the pro league.
15. He already got 4 years of professional in him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, China's starting to do that. I think Japan's starting to do that. Like, we need to start, as Americans, being the leaders of the sport. We do need to have academies specifically for kids that are gifted in sports. So where you may not go pro, but you can play in the D League or the G League at 15. And if you rock, you may be able to go pro directly after.
That's that league that Quavo and Kevin Durant got a piece of. There's a league out in Atlanta where they're paying. Yeah, you could get up to I think it's like 300, 400,000 a year starting out plus endorsements.
And you can be a child too.
Yeah, bro.
No,
this is where the I believe. Well, don't quote me, but I'd have to pull up the article.
That'd be what's up if you could be a child too in that, but because that's the thing, right? Like, when other countries are doing things like that, like making specific academies for gifted athletic children that compete in certain sports, it's only a matter of time before we already saw the Olympics this season. And USA won, but it was very shaky in the beginning.
Very shaky.
Yeah, USA was doing terrible.
It was very shaky in the beginning. So what I'm getting at is when you see other people or other countries take steps to exceed us and we don't do anything to balance. Now, don't get me wrong. I still think America produces the best athletes out of any country.
We do.
But if we're not going to balance, you're making our job that much harder to have to compete with these other players. Because they're playing with grown men since the age of 14, 15, and we don't have anybody that's done that. That's another thing that I think gives LeBron a push towards actually playing with his son.
Yo, that's why LeBron's staying in, because he wants to see Bronny come in, but
he's gonna do it.
He won't last that long.
He's gonna do it. He only needs 4 years.
Yeah, he won't last that long. You're talking 41 years.
By
2024.
By 2024, I believe he would be able to play with his son.
Not many people can play.
No, 2023. Bronny's a junior this year. Next year, he's a senior.
Yeah, bro.
Well, the 2023-2024 season would be the season think they would come.
Yeah.
Well, Bronny's only a sophomore.
He's a junior, bro. He's a junior, bro. He's a junior.
Oh yeah, he just turned
he's a junior right now, right? So next year would be his senior year. If they cut out the 1 year mandatory, he's in there the year after.
So that's 23-24 season, yeah. That'd be LeBron's last year of his deal, I think.
I think he'll sign one more year though if they don't get rid of the 1 year mandatory.
Yeah.
Because I agree with the 1 year mandatory rule. I do think that you should either go to college or the G League to develop.
He's a junior.
Unless you're just like a Kevin Durant, LeBron James high school player. They were ready.
Or Melo.
Kobe, yeah. Well, Melo still went to Syracuse, but he was hot in high school, but
so Bronny's supposed to be the class of 2023, and it says to be eligible for selection in the NBA draft, a player must be at least 19 years of age during the calendar year in which the draft is held.
Right. But that's what we were talking about, though. The fact that other countries are starting these leagues, like academies for kids, I can see U.S. breaking down the barrier of the mandatory 1 year rule. See, what you're thinking is mandatorily he would have to go to college or the G League for a year, which would extend that to the 2024-2025 season. But there's a chance, and they've been working on it for the past 2 years, of them eliminating that 1 year mandatory so Bronny could come out and go directly from high school to the league, which would make it a sooner shot.
Bronny, the earliest he could go, obviously, is 2023. They're saying
2024, right.
Realistically, he'll go. Well, they're saying realistically, he'll go
2024, right. That's right, like I said.
So, yeah, that's only 2 more years. I mean, LeBron could, he will. He'll hold on to it.
He's going to. Even if he has to sit out most of the last season, I don't think his dreams will come true with him unless he put it this way. It's not about winning, though. It's not about at that point. That's an accolade. That's not about. I don't care if I only play 5 games this season. I still got to play in the NBA on the same team as my son.
Right, but here's my thing.
No one will ever break that record again.
Right. Well,
no one will ever break that record again. No one will ever break that. That's a record that no one will ever break.
Because you don't know what the Trae Youngs and them might do, Cuddy. That's not fair to say. Does he have a child already? Does he have a child already? That's what I'm saying. You would have to have one already.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? LeBron was the one who already had the child a year into the league. So the child was growing as he was already 18, 19, 20.
Right. He had him.
So if Trae Young doesn't already have a kid, he's not going to be able to last.
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a
situational feat.
Right.
So it doesn't make sense for him not to take an extra year just to play with him.
He could play, but here's my thing. Okay, didn't LeBron say that he would like to end his career in LA as a Laker? I don't recall. I'm pretty sure he said that.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
So that's what I'm saying. He said he's gonna retire as a Laker.
He's not gonna get Bronny to LA and be able to play.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Somewhere else.
That's what I'm saying. But LeBron had said, even with that being said, that he wants to retire as a Laker.
Though? What's more important?
Well, I think by then, LeBron has enough pull if he really wanted to. I think he could get his son. I mean, Malik Monk's on there. He could get a Bronny on there.
You got to understand, right? Let's think logically about this. When Bronny comes out, he's probably going to be top 10 in his draft class.
He could be. He's 38
10.
right now. He's 38. Right. He's 38 right now.
But I'm saying specifically in his draft class, like the selection of his draft class. So right now he's 38, ranked as a high school player, right? But I don't know, actually. He might even be lower than that. Last time I checked, I think he was 59th. But that was also before the start of his junior season.
Right.
So what I'm saying is there are going to be players better than him coming out of the draft. But the bottom line is he's going to be a lottery pick. He's not going past 15. There's no way the Lakers are going to have a lottery pick the way they've been spending money by 2024, 2025, whatever the year we said, unless they ship away the entire team. And LeBron can't do that. So he has to go somewhere else to get that done, at least.
He said he would like to play against him as well. It wouldn't necessarily have to be him.
Oh, you say he would like to play against him too?
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as he just wants to be able to play against him.
Step on the court with him, right?
Be like, hey, what's up? What's up, little son? I'm about to whoop your ass. I'm about to drop 40 when you know I'm about to drop 40.
See, I heard it was didn't he just do the interviews on World Star with his wife? And his wife was like, I just want him to be happy. And he was like, nah, I want him in the league. I want to be on the set. He did say the same court, I think, with him.
Yeah, but as long as they play against each other or with each other, bro, it can be on the same team, but that's kind of OD. You already live with the man. So, bro, just go against him. Much. That's a lot, bro. Even when he becomes he's going to go to the NBA.
That ends up, Bronny ends up being the kid whose parent teaches at the school.
Yeah,
that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure.
Fucking time.
That could hurt Bronny. That's a lot of pressure.
That's the same thing.
That could also help him though too.
I don't think so. He'll never be as good as his dad. Let's be real. These next generation, the Jordan sons, even Bronny will be all right.
You can't put Jordan and Bronny's son together.
Hey. I was just watching.
They played college ball. They played Division I college ball.
Put them together though.
They played Division I college ball.
Yeah, we know that. But what were they coming out of high school? We knew that was the furthest they were getting. They probably got Division I.
But Jordan also didn't spend the time and money, I'm sure, that LeBron has spent on Bronny. Yeah, Jordan didn't invest.
That's for naught. That means nothing though. Regardless, that's your son. We can't put Bronny and Jordan's kids together. Bronny has been watched since he fell out of LeBron's nuts.
Right, literally. That's why he has a lot more pressure on him because he's not going to live up to his father's legacy. All I'm saying is he's lived up to the pressure currently. He hadn't lived up to the legacy, but he's lived up to the pressure, and that says a lot itself. Right.
Now, on top of that, Jordan's kids had none other than just being the son of Jordan. Now, what were you coming out of high school? What were you? I don't even know that them being Jordan's kids being ranked like that.
Probably not. I mean, like I said, they played D1 ball. So to me, to play D1 sport,
no, I'm saying,
you gotta be
right. But my whole thing is how much of that came from your name.
Oh, I got you.
How much of that came from the son of Michael Jordan? We have to be able to at least be able to develop him here at North Carolina.
Right.
We have to at least be able to get him up to something the way his dad didn't start out being great either. He got up to that point. So let's get him the same. And you ended up, but Bronny is living up to the greatness that he was expected to have had from the beginning. That's tougher.
Yeah. That is.
While your dad is still under the pressure of having to do it himself.
Right.
Yeah, shout out to Bronny, shout out to Jordan, shout out to D-Wade, son.
Shout out to all of them. And I'm not shitting on Jordan's kids. I'm just saying that's two different playing fields, two different sections.
Shout out to Sharif O'Neal too. He's a dog.
Oh yeah, I love Sharif.
I like Sharif.
Shout out Bo. Get the fuck out of Denver.
Bo.
Get the fuck out of Denver. They won't play him. Get out of Denver.
Yeah, that's up there. Is your boy Giannis's brother been playing?
Man, Giannis's brothers is trash.
Yeah.
All of them is hell no. Hell no.
35 seconds.
Ain't get no PT.
Nah. Giannis's brother. Yeah, Giannis's brother is trash, Les. I mean, respect them for being in the league, but they ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, they ain't doing nothing. And play unless y'all up by like 30.
Right.
That's crazy. God damn. Now, I'm about to fuck up food and shit. That's why I'll wait for Click to come back. I don't want to just jet out.
What?
No, I'm about to fuck around, eat this food and shit. My phone been going crazy.
Oh, no, shit. I mean, yeah, you shit. Oh, the transition. I see what you're saying. Yeah, well, he should be back in a second.
Leave no man left behind. What's that?
Right.
Leave no child behind.
Man. Yeah, he a slow poke.
Oh man. Yeah, and I got your text message. You was funny.
Right, man. Shit. That hit me out of nowhere. Hey, Cliff, Les about to hop off, so it's gonna be me and you. Yeah, Les, who's your hit the showers?
Shit, man. I ain't really. Let me see. Let me think about it. Shit. Oh no. I know this might hit the shots. Hey man, we gonna give it to.
Oh, we
We
ain't
gonna
even
give.
get to talking about AB shit yet. It's all right,
Uh,
Def.
We didn't, but shit, he could
He'll be
he
back.
could
Well,
tune
I'm
in
sure we
or comment. He can comment on the live
yeah. What do you say? You talking about
while
AB?
he chowing down.
uh
I don't know. We'll go into it real quick. Did you see the motherfucking music video?
what music
Oh
video?
yeah, I seen that. AB got a music video for a
Pit,
song
Pit, Pit of the Palace.
he did. Yeah, he's got a little rap video. I'll send it to you, Cliff.
Oh
Pit to the
no, AB
crowd.
hit the
Bro,
showers.
AB, you got to hit the
Hit the
showers.
showers. I don't even need to hear it hit him.
Bro, it's on.
Man,
I was watching a little snippet of it. Yeah. It's on YouTube as well,
Oh
but
yeah, he going crazy.
yeah, bro. But yeah, I'll let you.
Well, no, you know what? I don't even want to force the conversation because I want to get through the NBA before we just jump into
right.
that.
Transition.
So, and it's still one more topic I want to discuss on the NBA. So, yeah, you don't got it. I don't want to hold you. Who'd you say is that? AB should hit the showers.
Yeah, bro. I didn't even want to do it to him, bro. But he
He
just.
did it to
It's,
himself.
I just was too close to. I was looking at the numbers, bro. He had one more touchdown to get for 333,000. Then he had like a couple yards to get,
50,
couple receptions.
54, I
Bro,
think.
all this shit was close.
He could have got two of them in that game. He could have got two of those incentives in that game, like I was saying last episode.
Yeah, probably had to throw that man the ball, but I mean, he said he was hurting.
Right.
He said he had ligaments. He said they gave him some painkiller that's kind of like prohibited. All this, but bro, you let this shit slide. You said let's do it, and you play.
Well, my whole thing, just to, I guess to glide over real quick with you, my whole thing about it is there's been lies on the Bucks end.
Yeah.
Right? At first, you said you didn't know this man was hurt. He didn't speak to you or your manager or the trainer, which is proper NFL protocol. And you said, get the fuck out. Then AB released text showing you that when you said to him, get ready, AB, we ain't taking this week off. We going next week. He's sending you pictures with the trainer saying, I'm trying to work on it. I'm working on it now.
Right.
So you knew he was hurt, right? Not only did you know he was hurt, but when I saw the release that they say AB was supposed to undergo an evaluation and simply didn't comply, I said, oh, you just answered all my questions now. See, now I know exactly what happened. So you were working on getting able to play last Sunday, and they was pushing you. So you was like, nah, I'm not about to push myself back. If I can't go back, I can't go back. Trainer's trying to get you back, and you say, you know what? I'll go to my own trainer, which is why he asked for half of his 100,000 back. Because clearly you treated him right. You treated him for it, which is why he said, keep the 50. I just want the half since I'm going to continue my treatment elsewhere.
Right.
That was another, what do you call it? Defiance on AB to the organization. Oh, you don't want to use our trainers because that trainer's trying to push you back in the game too soon. But no, I'll go with the ones I'm more comfortable with. That doesn't necessarily sound wrong, but the way AB's name is structured, you could frame it in a way that that's wrong on his behalf. True. Now you come out and you say, well, we knew he was hurt, but he didn't comply with undergoing our procedures. Well, why would I undergo your procedures if your trainers were trying to rush me back to the game early? Of course you're going to try to clear me.
Question that I really had is that if clearly this Grayson character is going to be his replacement and all the rest of your wide receivers are out, was it Mike Evans?
Cyril Grayson.
Got Godwin.
Cyril Grayson. Well, hold up, though, because I looked up his stats after that game. He only had 2 drops that game, and those was his only 2 drops all season. Now, he only played 2 games before, I believe, totaling up to 8 receptions in the 2 prior games, but he caught every pass. He just wasn't clearly like a target in those games.
That's a Jimmy G stat line. We only played 6 games. He won all 6.
Well, no,
Next season,
that would be like saying he only played 2 games, but he completed both games 100% completion.
That ain't nothing, man. That's we don't get participation prizes over here.
I mean, he may not get one in the Bucks. He may get the ring. I'm just saying he's doing what he's supposed to do as a receiver. I'm gonna catch your balls. You throw them, I'll catch them.
Next man up.
He could end up being a decent receiver. I just don't know if he'll be. Well, we know it's not I don't know. He's not going to be an Antonio Brown. There's only one Antonio Brown.
Will he get more PT next year is the question. When everybody's back healthy.
For sure.
Will he'll be like the fourth.
You could tell Brady trusts him, and you could tell Brady trusts him off that last pass he threw to him in that 2-minute, that 2-minute run he did to beat the Jets. That last pass it wasn't for sure open. Like it could have, you know what I mean? Like you took a chance with it and he caught it. So that lets you know Brady already has somewhat trust in him. His hands are sticky, at least. I know that.
I'm gonna have to go check out them highlights, but I'm gonna go ahead and hop off of here. I gotta watch more sport. My mind and my time just be bogged down.
That's all right.
Oh, and I'm gonna see that clip tomorrow, Cliff.
Yep, do that, and I'll send it off.
Yeah.
All right, all right, boy, be safe.
You too.
Yep.
All right, Les. But yeah, man. So where were we? We were wrapping up NBA stuff.
We're gonna wrap up NBA, and I'm gonna give you some stats, right?
All right.
Because I know we had a conversation about what Russell Westbrook said about his turnovers, points, whatever the case may be. I can't remember exactly the quote.
He said basically like
I can have turnovers, I can miss shots.
Yeah.
And I said that's
part of my game.
I said that's a real like currish way to say it, right? I understand what he's saying, and it makes sense, especially when you are. Let's be honest. One thing you can't take away from Russell, the triple-double king.
He's high motor. He's very high motor.
Maybe even beyond the triple-double emperor. Like when Oscar Roberts got that triple-double, or Robertson or whatever got that triple. I always do that. When he got that triple-double, that was supposed to be unheard of then.
Right.
And it took,
especially during that
20-something years for somebody else to do it. And not only has he done it, but he's done it for the past 4 seasons.
High level shit.
So when you think about somebody that does shit like that, yes, they're going to have quite a few turnovers because they're operating that way.
Right.
They're always passing the ball and they're always moving. They're always around the court. I'm not taking anything, or I'm not saying that to take away from the fact that I think the way he put it out was wrong.
Right.
What Shannon Sharp said on Undisputed that I agreed with him with was saying, just say, listen, that comes with the game, but I recognize where I need to make improvements. Because he was saying for a quarterback to say, my game isn't predicated on completed passes. My game isn't predicated on interceptions or how many touchdowns I throw. He said if a quarterback said that, they'd be out the league. And that's the truth. You're a quarterback. How is your game not predicated on completed passes or turnovers? You're a point guard. You're the quarterback of that basketball team.
I agree. Yep.
That's
you control the tempo.
Right, that's
you
wild
control the tempo.
to say it like that. But
you're okay with that.
I don't even think it's that. I think understanding Russell Westbrook, you gotta understand. You remember way back when Marshawn Lynch was with Seattle and he was doing that, and he was doing that shit where he was like, I only showed up so I don't get fined.
You know why I'm here.
Russell Westbrook was number 2 on that list with the NBA. He was the second guy to do the same thing that Marshawn Lynch was doing.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Basically letting you know, I don't really like dealing with the press like that. I just want to come out and play ball, which I respect.
Right.
But
it's a part
you are paid to do this as well. That's why they pay you also. So my thing is, when you know that that's the kind of person Russ is, that I don't want to deal with the media. And they ask you a question like that, I can understand you giving a response that may have slipped out too quick. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm giving my G the benefit of the doubt because when you look at the stats, 100. When you look at the stats,
he said 100.
I'm just saying, right now, Russell Westbrook is leading the league in turnovers with 184.
That's what I'm saying.
Now stop. Now stop. Wait a minute though. James Harden's right behind him with 158 with less games played. Less games played. Nobody is on James Harden's ass about how awful he's been handling the ball either. Now, let me run down some stats, right? If we're talking about turnovers per game, of course, Russell is ahead because he has more turnovers in total. But turnovers per game average, James Harden, we're going to go through the top 6. James Harden, 4.8 turnovers per game. Then comes Russell Westbrook, 4.6 turnovers per game. Then comes Trae Young, 4.1 turnovers per game. Then, here, this is where it gets interesting. Darius Garland has more turnovers per game, but less turnovers as a whole than Julius Randle. So he's technically number 5 on the list, but I put him number 4 because his turnovers per game was higher with 3.6. Then you have Julius Randle with 3.4. Ask me who number 5 is. Take a guess who number 5 is.
Ain't AD. He been hurt. Who?
Stephen Curry.
Really?
3.4 turnovers per game. So what I'm getting at is when you handle the ball, when you're a ball handler, yes, turnovers do come with the game.
Right.
But that is not the way you should communicate it to the press because, of course, they're going to put those words in print.
Nitpick.
Right. And that's going to live forever. The title of that article is going to live forever.
What was the title?
I'm just saying, you know,
you're just saying
operating YouTube now, so it's the title of the video. But once they print it, it's in forever. When really you're not too far off from the rest of the bunch. The rest of the bunch is in the same pack with you, so it's not like you doing something wrong. Don, my guy, what's popping?
Oh, Don back in the building.
Don, I ain't see. Yeah,
long time no speak.
Right. I hope he ain't sitting out a while ago. I wasn't paying attention to the chat. That's my guy.
Right.
But yeah, you can't. When you look at stats like that, you can't be as hard on Russell Westbrook. You just can't because everybody's going to do that. It does come with the game. It's just the way you said it. And you have been, and the thing is, Steph and Darius Garland and all them and Trae Young, their turnovers don't look the same as yours.
They don't.
You know, they look more targeted than your turnovers can be reckless. And that's the real issue. Is that you can be reckless with the ball. And I don't think that's anything that you're ever going to get out of Russell Westbrook. That's just the player he is. That's going to be him for the rest of his game he plays in the league. I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's just very reckless. He's loose.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
I just wanted to run that by you to let motherfuckers know, hop off Russ's dick, because it's not that deep. Like how people are saying. Everybody gets turnovers. Even your basketball god, Steph Curry, has 3.4 per game. So let's hop off Russ's dick because he's not that much above. You know what I mean?
Right. I think it's just Russell's attitude is why he gets picked on more, Cliff. Because it's kind of like, yes, we all go through it in a sense. I see what you're saying. With the turnovers, like when you handle the ball a lot, like especially the point guard. But like you said, I think with just his attitude and how his personality,
exactly. Right.
You know what I mean? It puts you as an easier target when you don't do as well.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't think his motherfuckers is on him.
And people want a reason, right? They want to, and think about it. The Lakers are mighty. They're a mighty
I'm glad you
team.
finally said it. I'm glad you finally said it.
I don't mean it as far as I guess no. I guess I do mean it that way. I
You
do.
do.
The
You
Lakers
do mean
are
it that
a
way.
mighty team, like historically.
Like
Not
the
now.
Monstars. Oh, they still are a mighty team.
No.
Don't play
And
us.
no,
Check the
Yeah,
stats.
no. Stop the Monstars. Magic Johnson was not in Space Jam.
He could have been and he should have been. You hear me?
If he
coulda
was,
been,
that
he
virus
shoulda
in
been.
that computer would be a lot different. You hear what I'm saying?
Oh,
LeBron would be fighting a different
going to hell.
virus, and I don't know
that.
if it's Don
caught
motherfucking Cheeto.
I caught that. Boy, you ain't right for that.
I'm
He
just
took a
playing.
low blow.
I'm just playing.
Man. Look.
I'm just playing.
That was a good one. That was a good one, though. I gotta give you kudos for that. That was a good, because I didn't think about it. I was like, wait a minute. Okay, he's right.
Listen.
Right.
But
no, I mean, go ahead. Sorry, back to you said the Lakers are mighty.
Like the James Worthies, like over
historically,
the years, like right, historically, the Lakers were the boss of the league.
Celtics, Lakers, yeah,
right. They were the
New York
boss of
Knicks,
the league. And don't get me wrong, you know me by now. I don't like anybody that's too OP. Like I'm not going with the dominant team. I'm never gonna be the guy that's like, I like the Bucks because they got Brady and Antonio, and no, I'm the guy that's I like them because they have less and they're doing more with it. That's my style.
Lakers have had seasons where they have had less though,
and they didn't do shit. And they didn't do shit.
Right.
So
they weren't always the powerhouses we should know them as.
Right. No, I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying I want to see you with less and do more, not be great with more and weak with less.
But see, isn't that the problem, Cliff? You said you want to see us have less and do more, right?
Right.
I think that's what LeBron's been trying to do. Because like you said, he's got rid of so much talent.
No. I think you just look at it from a different perspective than I do. I think we're looking at it from two different angles, because what I think it is LeBron gets rid of the talent that intimidates him. You know what I mean? Like if somebody's going to be in my position, I don't want to have someone on the team that could potentially do it better.
Right.
In a Julius Randle. You see what I'm saying? Like LeBron competing with Julius Randle, he's thinking about it from the article's perspective, where the articles are going to say, is Julius Randle bypassing LeBron James from the past game that you know what I'm saying? And he doesn't want to deal with that when he knows I'm better than Julius, but I know what kind of articles are going to come with that. Let me get rid of him then. When in all actuality, if you could accept the articles, fuck the articles, I got a LeBron James Jr. on my squad.
Right.
Not literally Bronny, but you know what I'm saying? Second me on my squad that can take over when I'm on the bench. Why would I not want that on the team with me?
Right.
A second me? A second version of me? Of course I want to keep that.
Right.
So I don't think it's more so him trying to do it with less. I think he's just a bad decision maker when it comes to personnel on his team. I don't think he's a GM. I think he's an owner.
Right. I can see that.
That's what I get from LeBron. I don't think LeBron makes the best moves always. When he gets the money to buy his team, he's going to need somebody who is not a yes man in that GM spot. That's like, LeBron, I get it. It doesn't sound right, bro. It just doesn't sound right. Like, you need to think about it from this perspective. Because when you look at it, all the teams that LeBron have put together, trash. Well, really, all you can really say is the Lakers. Trash. I'm saying not the team as a whole, the decision of players you put together. Because if we want to be honest, Miami wasn't his call. Miami was Wade's call. Wade and Pat Riley's call. LeBron didn't get to piece that together. So why Iman Shumpert and all them talking about LeBron ruined the league? Yeah, I understand somebody wanting to leave. but he didn't ruin the league. He didn't put the Heat together. He joined them. Bosh and Wade was already there, and Bosh was already a target. LeBron just chose to join those two targets. But Lakers, on the other hand, that's his team. Cleveland, on the other hand, the way you traded away and dismantled my team.
Right.
That's
right.
awful decision making.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you're right.
So he needs to listen, LeBron's gonna have to be an owner and not a GM, because I don't see him succeeding trying to manage a team, like getting rid of and signing players. He might be like, good at talent wise.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because he had his mark on Trae Young. You know, Trae Young went to his camps and all that, and he told everybody Trae Young is the next, and he knew that. But he also didn't really, have a lot of confidence in Colin Sexton. And Colin Sexton is he's one of the best. I said he is the best undersized finisher in the league. Even over Kyrie Irving, he's the best undersized finisher in the league. Colin Sexton got hurt averaging 25.3, I think, points a game.
Right.
Or it might have been, it was something around there. I know it was 25 point something. At 6'1", 6'2", and all he does is drive. And still kept his 3-point shot over 40%. Man, that's insane. But Don says, sorry, I haven't been here. School basketball, and I got a girl now. Ooh. He even put the emoji with the mouth like this.
Oh, did he?
He said, I play basketball 4 hours a day. I've liked the Suns my whole life, but now we got a young star in Cameron Johnson. Cameron Johnson was always going to be something. He just needed more minutes. You are absolutely right, Don.
Cameron Johnson.
Yeah, Cameron Johnson is what's funny is I always said I was going to look up his past to see like where he's from, who his daddy is.
Why, is one of your peoples?
My dad's last name is Johnson, and he got a lot of
features.
Kids.
Oh.
He got a lot of kids.
Could be.
He got a lot of kids, boy.
Could be.
That's
Could
the
be
one
one
where I
peoples.
said I met my aunt at my job I work at now in the elevator. Remember I told you about that?
Did you tell me that?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, yeah, that's crazy. That's wild. What?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
But yeah, I saw him and I was like, he got that look. Like Cameron Johnson got that look. Like he
could be one of my people.
I need to look him up because I might have to ask him for an interview.
Right, listen.
He'd be like, fuck him, fuck that nigga.
They would too, especially because you ain't been knowing him and shit. He probably already thinking,
Nah, I'm just playing. I don't know. Well, I love you, Grandpa, but you know what it is. But I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, what were we talking about before Dawn?
The turnover rate rankings and Russell Westbrook. That's the number one thing that I will say, and we'll wrap up on that. Is that's what bothers me immediately is that I've been hard on James Harden for long before he went to the Nets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have.
I love James Harden at OKC. Absolutely loved him. In Houston, that's when I started turning. That's when I started changing. Like, I don't know if I like him so much. And then when he got to the Nets, I was like, y'all can't allow him to play this way and not call him out on it. And now it's like, look what I'm talking about. 4.8 turnovers per game, and you're not producing enough. That's why they had to have Kyrie come back.
He's like the best, worst. Like, I don't know how to describe it.
No, he's just one of the top 5 shooters in NBA history. That's it. That's all.
You think so?
That's it. That's all. He has a great shot, and he has an ability to get open to make his shot. But other than that, he's not what everybody thinks he is. He's not the best facilitator. I understood.
You said top 5 shooter
of all time. Yeah, I give 7-ish, top 5 to 7 range.
That might be right because I'm thinking like Steph, Ray, Reggie Miller, KD.
No, I would say he's
Klay,
a better
though?
shooter than KD.
What about Scottie Pippen? You think better shooter than KD? Okay.
Yeah, like natural shooter is what I'm saying. Like you don't see KD doing all the little step backs in the like fall.
What about Dame Lillard?
Dame Lillard is definitely up there. He's
definitely
He's definitely underrated.
Probably top 10.
I would
maybe
say
top 15.
8. I would say James
Really?
still falls inside of that 8 range, and Lillard might be ahead of him, but yeah,
Lillard,
he's inside of top 10 for sure of all time.
Right.
Harden is top 10 all time shooter, but I feel like that's it. I feel like his game has been predicated off of how to get an open shot, as opposed to how to get it to the open man, which is why he's 4.8 turnovers per game. Once again, bro, you're the point guard. You're the quarterback of the team. You can't be the quarterback and the running back and the receiver at the same time.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
Especially when you have a KD and a Kyrie on your team. And you didn't look good last year before this Corona shit when Kyrie was still there.
He didn't.
You had a decent stat line, but you're expected to. You're a superstar. But that doesn't mean you look good. You didn't.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't at all.
Down say, how you guys been? Just getting at it. We just been getting at it, trying to stay consistent.
One day at a time.
Right.
I see that per, again, NBA.com, Cliff, Julius Randle, I know you mentioned him earlier, he was fined $25K, which ain't nothing to him.
Right.
I guess for comments made to the media on 2 separate occasions recently.
If I was in a league, they would fine me like that so much that I would probably like how they would count it like occurrences at your job. Like, now, nigga, you got 7 within a year. We about to let you go.
Right.
Because I would be saying whatever I wanted about. I'd say that ref is a fucking dickhead. Y'all need to get rid of him. He doesn't know what the fuck. They'd be like, listen, shut up. Don't ever say. I'm going to say it next game, too, if he reffing.
Speaking of that, remember Draymond was doing that for a while. Remember, he was really speaking it. But he said once his fine started getting hefty, he was like, all right,
Listen, I got enough money. I don't need that much. Well, that's speaking from a poor man. You hear what I'm saying? Right, I'm the kind of motherfucker that feel like if you give me a couple $100,000, I'm not going to need no other assistance.
I'll make it work.
This will last me for the rest. This will give me a nice base. But when you got money like that, listen, you think I give a fuck about your 25?
Right.
If I feel like, I almost feel like Kyrie. Like, if I feel like it's that important to talk about, you can keep this whole 3 months worth of pay. I got bread in the bank.
Right.
Fuck y'all.
Like, just go ahead and put this on my tab because the next 2 or 3 months I'm about to go ahead and go in. Also, I see
more than that. I think we should see more of that. That's the only way the game changes because the refs are fucking up the game.
Right.
They're clearly fucking up the game.
Did you also hear or see that LeBron enters the top 10 all-time in career steals?
I don't know if it was steals I saw. I think I saw another stat that he entered, and it wasn't top 10. It was top 5. I think he broke the 5.
Yeah, I guess after yesterday's game.
That was.
I guess after yesterday's game, yes, as LeBron enters top 10 all-time in career steals. So, I mean, that's impressive.
At the end of his career, it's going to be LeBron all the way down. That's why I said we're the last we're the last people that know Jordan.
More you than me, but yeah.
Well, you know me, and I was a Jordan hater for real.
Right, but I mean, you got to see.
But I know how great he
prime.
was. That's the reason
Right.
why I hated him.
Right.
Because he's always beating my teams, and he's too great. Like, if he comes on the court, it's over.
So you were a Cavaliers fan as a kid, Cliff?
No,
I meant to ask you that.
No, I wasn't a
Cavaliers Okay, I was going to
fan
say, I don't know.
I was a
wonder
Knicks fan as a kid.
Okay. You was with Patrick Ewing and them.
Larry Johnson's, all them. Even before that, but, you know, Sparks, like, all them. Yeah, I liked the Knicks as a child.
Yeah, I meant to ask you that because I was like, I feel like Cliff wouldn't just be a Cavs fan as a kid because it's like, who would the Cavs have had back then? You know,
we didn't even start getting people to what Mark Price. Was it Mark Price?
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, who was the center? Wasn't there a center too? White boy y'all had.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I can't think of his name.
He's on the Cleveland Cavaliers all-time team on 2K.
You talking about Ilgauskas?
Kempf? Is it Kempf? Is it Kempf?
Kempf came from Seattle with Gary Payton and you talking about Gary Payton and that was Shrimp.
Shrimp. Yeah, there's somebody I'm thinking of. That's gonna bug me.
I think you're thinking of Zydrunas Ilgauskas.
No, not definitely remember him, but no, I wasn't thinking that. I do remember him though, but let me see. That's gonna bug me. I'm just looking it up online.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah, back before that, I'm not sure.
I guess I'm tripping. I don't know who I was thinking.
And it was Shrimp. It was Shrimp with Sean Kemp and Gary.
Sean Kemp. Sean Kemp. What did I say?
Sean Kemp isn't a white dude. Sean Kemp is the
black dude.
With Gary Payton. And Sean Kemp was the first duo in the league for real. Not the first, but you know, but.
Right. I don't know who I was thinking of, but anyways, yeah,
Douglas Shrimp is the dude that I'm talking about. He ran the 4 or the 3. He was the small forward. I think it was Douglas.
Did you also?
I can't remember.
Did you also see or hear about the? I can't say his first name, but Jusuf Nurkic and the Tyler Hero altercation.
Yeah, man, he mugged him. He should have mugged him.
What did you think about it?
He should have fucking mugged him. He got lucky. He got mugged. Tyler Hero. He hit him with a clean screen. You ran into that. You ain't see it? Did you see the highlight?
I seen the video, but I
hit him with a clean screen. Tyler Hero falls down. He goes to the basket. Tyler Hero gets up upset that he looks dumb and pushes him in the back. You're lucky he ain't turn around and just cock your bitch ass.
Right.
Because it wasn't an illegal play. He didn't
so you're saying
dirty.
in that. So you're saying in that situation, it sounds like Tyler Hero got to hit the showers.
For sure.
Okay.
I get it. Like, you feel upset that somebody knocked you down. He's a 7-footer, 250